What is up? A few weeks ago we went to the supermarket together to fill up the fridge with food for breakfast and lunch, and we were looking at the smartest choices we can make. Now I need to fill up my fridge with meat and some snack food. So we're gonna go to the supermarket again and see what are the smartest choices that we can make for these types of food. In the meat section, if you get lunch meats or smoked meats, I want to show you how this is not the healthiest option you can get. The first thing is that lunch meats are packed with different ingredients. So check this out. I'll pull my phone here because I need to translate this from Estonian to English. So check this out. We have some meat here, that is a good thing, but then you start having a lot of stabilizers. And then you have some thickeners. You have xanthan gum, and then you have potato starch. You have sugar in your lunch meat, and I dare you to find a deli meat option that has no sugar in it. So this is one of the reasons why it's not a good option. And on top of that, if you buy smoked meats, even the ones that don't have sugar, they are usually filled with a chemical called polycyclic aromatic hydrocarbons, PAH. It's part of the process of smoking the meat itself. Is a chemical compound generated in the smoke that attaches itself to the surface of the meat. And if you Google this compound, you see that there is a carcinogen that is suggested to be one of the main causes of stomach cancer and gastric cancer from the consumption of processed meat. So in the meat section, you are much better off walking to this section over here, where you can get a lean cut of chicken breast, for example. And when you are buying lean meats, lean white meats, like chicken or turkey, you want to get the leanest cut, like the breast, and not the thigh or the legs, because the foods that these turkeys and chickens are fed are not really good, and they generate a lot of omega-6 in their fat tissue. And if you get something like drumsticks, they are more fat than they are protein, and you're getting a lot of the fat that is really not good quality fat. So if you're getting chicken and turkey, get a breast and then add a healthy fat when you're cooking it, like a coconut oil, or drizzle it with olive oil after you finish cooking it. We are in the section of canned meats, and they are a pretty good option, also very convenient for you to take away, very easy for you to eat straight away. The only thing is that you want to pay attention where this meat is in. Here I have one flakes of tuna in tomato sauce. But always when you have tomato sauce, also not only in tuna, but when you have tomato sauce in general, you will see very likely that is mixed with sugar. So let's go to the ingredient list here and check out what this tuna has. So here I have tuna, I have water, and third ingredient, guess what? Is sugar. Why would you put sugar in your tuna? I mean, it's not a sweet thing, but sugar is something that enhances the flavor. So there is more salt added to compensate for that sugar, but it gives you that craving, gives you that willingness to buy it again. So whenever you're buying tuna, don't get tomato sauce, even if it's olive oil, because you don't know if the olive oil is organic and extra virgin, and odds are it's not, because they were trying to sell with the best price. Instead, get something like this. This is tuna in water. Tuna either in mineral water, or tuna in salt water, or tuna in water in general. This is purely tuna and water and maybe some salt in it, and that is for sure a much better option. In the snack section, you usually find these granola bars, you know, they pack themselves and they looked very good. They say, okay, it's protein packed. You have almost 23 grams of protein per 100 grams of bar. This looks good, but the main thing that you see, the main problem is, one, this is not 100 grams. This bar is 45 grams. So even though there is 23 grams of protein per 100, this is more or less 11, this is more or less half of that. So let's look first at the ingredient list. You have peanuts, 45% of this bar is made of peanuts. And then the second most abundant ingredient is glucose syrup. And then later on you have a dark chocolate mix that has sugar and dextrose in it. So you have 3 different types of sugar in this little bar that was supposed to be a healthy snack. When you look at the amount of protein that it really has, one bar has only 10 grams of protein. You're getting the same amount of protein without all the sugars from 100 grams of Greek yogurt. It will be a more sizable snack, it will be more filling, less of the additives and the sugar, and the same amount of protein, if protein is what you're looking for in a snack. When you come to the snack area, you know that you don't want Pringles, you don't want chips, because you know already you're trying to make healthier choices. So then you look for something like lentil chips. Hey, lentil is much better than Lay's, right? You see, probably, it has 40% less fat, is suitable for vegans, although you say it may contain traces of milk, so I don't know how that works. So let's go for the ingredient list, because this is what it tells us whether or not it's a great healthy option. When you look at what it has, you see here lentil flour, and then the second ingredient is sunflower oil. It's a processed type of oil that is devoid of any nutrients, that is bleached and added a lot of chemicals. All the processed vegetable oils are the things that are raising inflammation inside the body. Some of them may even damage your DNA. It's something that you really don't want to have, and is the second most abundant ingredient in these lentil chips. And what else do we have here? Then we have maize flour. We have some corn flour over here with rice flour, and then you have maize starch, potato starch, sugar, maltodextrin, and dextrose. You have 5 or 6 types of sugar combined, not to make sugar the #1 ingredient of something that looked like a healthy snack. Much better is to replace that with sweet potatoes, for example, that you can make in the oven with some olive oil and make your chips out of that, or make something like hummus and baby carrots or hummus and cucumber. Choose one type of snack and stick to that for a week instead of having multiple snacks, and that will be a much better option for you to bring home. When you're getting spreads like peanut butter, you want to look for the health section in the supermarket, because the peanut butter that you find in the normal popular section, where the Nutella also is, already tells you it's probably not a good idea. All the options here, when you look at the ingredient list, what you see is first peanuts, okay, that's good, but then you find something like sunflower oil, not only highly inflammatory, but also devoid of any nutrients. And a third ingredient is dextrose, which is a code name for sugar. You don't need the sugar in your peanut butter. You don't need an inflammatory oil, a vegetable oil in a peanut butter. Rather, when you go to the health section, you can find peanut butter something like this. It has only organic peanuts and sea salt, or sometimes only organic peanuts without the salt. This is a much better option, healthier choice for you to bring home. All right, so here is what I want to ask you. What are some of the food items for meat or for snacks that are your favorites, that are your smart choices? Let me know in the comment. And if you have a question for us to make another video on health and fitness here in the Mindvalley channel, I want you to record your question in video and send it to me through Instagram, because I'm gonna get the best questions over there and create a video for each one of them and feature you in the next Mindvalley Health and Fitness YouTube video. I'll talk to you in the comment section, and I see you in the next video.